Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Andrea from Andrea Speaks TV here, back to bring you news and commentary you can use, okay? By the time this video comes out, it will be Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, January 3rd. Listen, I want to say thank you so much for continuing to support me here on the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. Listen, I've had a chance to read your comments, okay? Boy, have I been reading your comments. And one of the things that I consistently see, or one of the statements that I consistently see across the videos where I've talked about the migrant crisis, the current migrant crisis, one of the most consistent statements is many of you are saying, hey, why not close the border to prevent this from escalating, okay? Well, I want to come on and give you another migrant crisis coverage update and let you know, okay, it doesn't look like that is the immediate plan, okay? So according to my sources, y'all, the Biden administration, okay, they're planning to reopen 4 ports of entry at the southern border. Okay, let me tell you what's going on, y'all. The Biden administration, okay, as a matter of fact, this week will reopen 4 points of entry at the southern border that had been closed, okay, because of a record influx of migrants. Okay, that's according to a senior administration official who made this statement on Tuesday. Now, the 4 ports of entry, that will be operational again this Thursday are in Eagle Pass. Okay, I recently talked about Eagle Pass in another video. That's Eagle Pass, Texas. San Isidro, that's YSIDRO in California. Lukeville, Arizona, and Nogales, Arizona. Okay, if you have any insight into these areas, please feel free to share what you know or what you read about or what you even experienced in the chat, okay? Now, according to my sources, they were closed for much of December as U.S. Customs and Border Protection shifted resources to respond to what has been called the influx of migrants traveling to the U.S. and the planned reopenings, okay? Planned reopenings, y'all, come after a record-setting month in which Customs and Border Protection agents encountered more than 300 migrants at the southern border. Okay, now some are saying, close to get control of the situation. There are men, women, and children who are, because they're having to travel so many miles, some are coming with wounds. Okay, I even saw a photo. Okay, maybe some of you all even saw a photo where some of the migrants were picking their way and trying to ease their way through barbed wire fencing, okay, to make it across to the U.S. border, okay? Now on Monday, okay, the Customs and Border Patrol encountered fewer than 500 migrants, they're saying, in the Del Rio sector of Texas. Okay, I read one comment where a supporter was saying that they were from the Del Rio area, which also includes Eagle Pass. Okay, as a matter of fact, that person was telling me that they, knew about Eagle Pass as well. Okay, now a senior administration official called the number and I quote, significant improvement over where we have been in recent weeks. Okay, so according to them, y'all, let me get a sip of water. Okay, so according to them, allegedly, right, they're saying that the number of migrant encounters is actually decreasing. Okay, now do you believe that information? Yes or no? Yes or no? Let me know your thoughts. Okay, here's a quote from the senior administration official who said, and I quote, "While it is important to note as well that this is the time of year when we normally expect to see encounters decrease over the holiday period, it's also important to note that the closing of ports of entry is something we do as a last resort." Okay, that's according to the senior administration official, who also said, and I quote, "is something that we do not take lightly." Okay, this also offers a glimpse into the fact that this is not something, and many of you all have said this as well in the comments. You said, hey, Andrea, this just didn't start happening. This has been happening over a period of several years now, okay? Because, as I just read, this senior official is saying that normally they expect to see encounters decrease over the holiday period, okay? Let me know your thoughts. Now, the drop was attributed, my sources say, in part to increased enforcement by Mexico, though no specifics were provided. Now, I also shared with you all in a recent video that our U.S. delegation is in talks with the president of Mexico to come up with some sort of plan, okay? I'm asking, will these even be real solutions, to offer some type of plan to help ease the what would be considered, some would consider a migrant crisis situation. However, okay, it seems based on my research and recent reports that Mexico wants to put some type of stipulations to say, okay, well, we're willing to help. Allegedly, it's been reported, right, that Mexico is saying, hey, we're willing to help, but they want to see the United States improve relations between the country, okay, the United States, improve relations between United States and Venezuela, United States and Cuba, okay? And also it sounded like they were wanting the United States to offer some type of financial assistance to help what they term these poor countries, okay? Poor by whatever standards, right? These are not my words. I'm just reporting the information. So let me know your thoughts, okay? Increased enforcement by Mexico, to me, comes as a surprise based on the information I've been reading and what I've been reporting, okay? The official also said, and I quote, "We are encouraged that we have seen some increased enforcement in Mexico and a decrease in our encounters in recent days," okay? Now, the Biden administration has also spoken with Mexican train companies and the Mexican government after it saw upward of 1,000 migrants riding on top of commercial trains in Mexico, okay? The senior administration official also said, and I quote, "We anticipate the encounter numbers at the border will continue to fluctuate." Administration officials also acknowledged reports of a migrant caravan that appears to be heading to the U.S. border, with one noting that recent reports indicated that the caravan has, and I quote, "not moved in several days from a city in southern Mexico," okay? Administration officials, however, did not provide any update on the Senate border funding talks on Capitol Hill, but one official said that negotiations continued over the holiday break and that they were, and I quote, "encouraged by the progress being made," okay? Again, I'm asking the question, is this progress, okay? Is this alleged progress, going to bring about real solutions to help deal with the situation that just didn't start happening, okay? It's been happening over a period of years, okay? So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you all. Now the senators, okay, let me read this. Three lead Senate negotiators met Tuesday to renew in-person border discussions for the first time since they left for the holidays. And then they list them, okay, Chris Murphy, Democrat out of Connecticut, Kirsten Sinema, Independent out of Arizona, and James Langford, Republican out of Oklahoma, met with Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for nearly 2 hours, okay? Sinema and Senator Mark Kelly, Democrat out of Arizona, issued a joint statement about the crossings reopening in their state, saying they were, and I quote, "relieved," okay? They're saying that they're relieved. They also went on to say, and I quote, "Following our calls, we're relieved that the Lukeville Port of Entry and Morley Gate are reopening. But in Arizona, okay, we continue to experience the devastating effects of this unacceptable closure and our broken border system," okay? If you're someone who you live in Arizona, I read some of you all were saying you live in Arizona. Let me know your thoughts on this, okay? Or do you have a sense of relief that the borders are open? Or even if you're not in Arizona, okay? Let me know your thoughts on this. Now, President Joe Biden's proposed $106 billion with a B, y'all. $106 billion funding package would provide aid for Ukraine and Israel, as well as funding for U.S. border operations. Okay, did you know that? I wasn't aware of that. I'm just learning. However, okay, my sources say it is stuck in Congress as they're calling out Republicans, say they will not approve the funding without implementing tougher immigration and border policies. Okay, do you think what they're demanding is in fact a real solution? Let me know your thoughts. And Biden addressed the issues at the southern border as he departed Marine One on the White House lawn Tuesday night. Okay, this is what he had to say, and I quote, "We got to do something," he said in a response to a question from a reporter. "They ought to give me the money I need to protect the border." Now, why would he say that, y'all? let's review his quote again, okay? This is what they're saying. My sources are saying President Biden, okay, they're saying he addressed the issues at the southern border as he departed Marine One on the White House lawn Tuesday night. Okay, you all know I actually I went to the White House this summer. Okay, I'll link the video at the end of this one so you can see it, or I'll put it in the description. But I actually went to the White House, so I could just, you know, I didn't go inside. Okay, I was outside of the White House, but I did some coverage here on the channel in Washington D.C. But listen, y'all, I could just, so what I'm saying is, by me bringing that up, I'm saying I could just envision him standing on the White House lawn, okay, saying this. And I quote, okay, these are not my words, but the words of President Biden. He said, "We got to do something." Okay, he said in a response to a question from a reporter, "They ought to give me the money I need to protect the border." That's what he's saying, okay? Now, if it's so easy to send money overseas, and I've talked about this before, right? To help other countries in their time of need, right? Why does it seem challenging when it comes to helping our own? Or they make it seem like it's a challenge to help our very own. His statement is very concerning. It's shocking. They ought to give me the money I need to protect the border. What is he really talking about? What is he really saying there? Okay, is he not accepting responsibility, taking accountability? Is he putting blame on Congress? What is he really saying about this, y'all? I want to know your thoughts, okay? Thank you so much for trusting me to bring you news and commentary you can use. I pray you have a blessed day. Thank you so much for always supporting me here on Andrea Speaks TV, and I'll be back with more on the migrant crisis coverage and more news and commentary you can use. Take care, y'all.